Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the highly specific but absolutely fascinating mechanics of how we actually teach machines to understand complex relationships in text. We're talking about a concept called dependency path kernels. If you've ever wondered how an AI reads a paragraph and magically extracts structured, meaningful facts from it, well, you're exactly in the right place. Let's get right into it. So, think about the statement, Steve Jobs co-founded Apple. For us humans, boom, the connection is instant, right? We know Steve Jobs is a person, Apple is a company, and the relationship is obviously that he helped start it. But think about the massive linguistic leap required for an algorithm to do that automatically. How on earth does a computer link the entity Steve Jobs to the entity Apple without just seeing a string of completely meaningless characters? To pull that off, it absolutely needs a systematic, mathematical way to understand grammar and semantics. And that brings us to the overarching goal we're trying to solve here, which is called relation extraction. Basically, this is the natural language processing task of detecting and classifying the semantic relationships between two entities mentioned in a sentence. The whole point is to take our messy, totally unstructured human language and output a clean, perfectly structured format. Like taking that sentence and outputting co-founded with Steve Jobs and Apple as the core arguments. This is literally how unstructured text transforms into a highly searchable, structured database. Now, the foundation of this entire process rests on a really crucial linguistic hypothesis from back in 2005. Researchers Bunescu and Mooney observed something incredible. The semantic relationship between two entities in a sentence is captured by the shortest path connecting them in that sentence's dependency parse tree. This is brilliant, honestly, because it means all the other words outside of this shortest path, they typically just represent unrelated context. It's what we call modifier noise. We really don't need the whole sentence. We just need the absolute most direct grammatical route between our two targets. To actually turn that elegant hypothesis into a functional mathematical calculation, we're going to follow a clear three-step process. 1. Dependency parsing. 2. Extracting the shortest path. And 3. The kernel definition. Let's jump right into step 1. So, step 1, dependency parsing. In this first step, we're essentially mapping out the invisible structure of a sentence by creating a grammatical dependency graph. Picture it like a giant puzzle. Every single word in the sentence becomes a node. Then, we draw directed edges, think of them as arrows, between these nodes to represent their grammatical relations. For example, an arrow might label a word as the nominal subject, or n-sub, the direct object, DOB, or maybe a preposition like prep. Modern parsers, tools like Spacy or the Stanford parser, they take raw text and almost instantly convert it into this complex, highly interconnected network. Moving on to step 2, extracting the shortest path. All right, with our entire graph built, we apply that Bunescu and Mooney hypothesis to isolate the most critical info between our two target entities. Take the sentence. John was born in Chicago. Our target entities are John, let's call him entity 1, and Chicago, entity 2. The parser creates a path with directed arrows based purely on the grammar. So John is the passive nominal subject of born, then born connects to the prepositional in, which connects right to the prepositional object Chicago. The algorithm then finds the unique, undirected, shortest path of edges connecting John and Chicago. Actually, scratch that. Notice how we kind of just ignore the specific direction of those arrows for a moment? We do that just to find the shortest literal distance between the two words. By doing this, we've successfully stripped away any extra noise in the sentence to find the absolute core relationship. And that brings us to step 3, kernel computations. Okay, so we have our extracted path, but how does a computer actually go about comparing these paths with others? Well, we use a kernel. A kernel is essentially just a similarity function. It calculates the dot product of instances, let's just call them x and y, in a high-dimensional feature space. But the really cool part is, it does this without having to explicitly compute all the incredibly complex coordinates. Think of it as a highly efficient mathematical shortcut for measuring exactly how similar two complex things are. And in our case, those complex things are the dependency paths we literally just extracted. So the dependency path kernel calculates the similarity between two equal-length paths by measuring both the word level and the relation level overlaps. Simply put, it's checking the compatibility of each token pair along those paths. It takes a function of word similarities, and by the way, this could be exact matching words, matching lemmas, or even word embeddings, and it literally multiplies it by the edge relation matches. If the grammar edges match up and the semantic meaning of the words match up too, boom, the kernel outputs a really high similarity score. We're just multiplying the word matches by the edge matches to get a final, hard, quantifiable number. So, here is the absolute crucial point. what do we actually do with this kernel value to extract relationships? Well, these computed similarity scores are fed directly into a classifier. Most commonly, this is a support vector machine or an SVM. The SVM uses these exact kernel values to instantly categorize the relationship type. It asks, does this path look like a co-founder relation? Is it a born-in relation? Or maybe a subsidiary of relation? By mathematically comparing the new sentence's path to thousands of known examples, the system can accurately extract hard facts and build massive knowledge graphs without any human intervention. So the next time a search engine perfectly answers a factual question for you, just ask yourself, what invisible mathematical paths did an algorithm have to traverse just to connect those two simple dots?